It's helicopter activity. This is Vaughn's. It's monitoring. In the specific environment, they're here on the grounds, criminal presence, communicating a threat in the specific environment. You can hear it in the staircase, the entity, and you just literally saw them in the video as I'm documenting Vaughn's. That's a third party who is monitoring on the grounds, ordering the groceries from third party Vaughn's. Vaughn's is facilitating the pattern of conduct on the venue of the internet with communication devices and then acting in concert with that state. That's sounding helicopter activity, which is also the communication of a threat and operation of a communication device. This is not only criminal surveillance, federal group stalking and monitoring, but it's also Title 18 criminal activity. This is presence and facilitation while he's walking downstairs, and the entity is sounding helicopter activity. He is literally standing in the engineer light, and where the entity has filled my private space with engineer light, this is monitoring inside of the private space, okay? And this is the third party that's monitoring while he's standing in front of that Prius. And you saw the third party that I took a picture of. They're standing right here walking by my apartment. They're monitoring together. They're monitoring with communication devices together outside, making activity, crawling around in the engineer light, monitoring around my apartment. As I'm opening up my window, this is the same pattern. Every time I'm going toward my window, somebody is simultaneously crossing path. They're stalking. They're also stalking. You know that because of the engineered light and the light source. There's no sun that is going to be ever through the living room window when it's over the same property as I captured, while LAPD again stalking, and the sun is here. That's hours from now. That's not the natural environment. This is capturing stalking in the unnatural environment. That's capturing group stalking, by the way. It's not normal stalking, it's called group stalking, and it's demonic activity. It's prosecution for Vaughn's, who was captured engaging in the P.O.C. It is currently 7:26 a.m., so I'm uploading the text messages. He is literally walking down the stairs while the entity is sounding helicopter activity. I'm going to prosecute Vaughn's with that evidence. This is the proof of his presence, including my receipts. My receipts and the text messages are proof of criminal presence in the specific environment where you have the engineer light inside of my apartment and the light source. I just captured video of that and the entity flying over by helicopter. I'm going to prosecute them being Vaughn's. This is nothing other than understand how you're analyzing this. It's the people of the state acting via fill in the blank, okay? It's an entity that's group stalking you. All 59 units here are filled with third parties. It's the people of the state that engage in criminal summoning. They engage in defamation, criminal defamation, serving to facilitate and obstruct justice. And the prosecution is going to be as follows. The people of the state engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring, terrorism by an entity engaged in that state surveillance, posing an impermissible threat, monitoring on an ongoing, consistent, obsessive, life-threatening basis with real-time knowledge of what's being documented, while they are also engaging in what is federal stalking in violation of Title 18, 2261A subsections 1 and 2 with the state in concert with the people of the state and the state of California, and acting via third-party group stalker Vaughn's, third-party group stalker, like I like to use, Rita Vega, okay? That's how that goes. It's not the prosecution of one stalker. This is an entity that is stalking you. It's group stalking. It's highly malicious. They're going to slice that entity down by name. I have a wealth of documentation, and you have a body of evidence against a whole entity. What the entity does, I'm going to use it against Vaughn's. This is why you don't engage in group stalking with the government. That's why you don't want to do that. It's not an individual act. It's the government acting. It's the government speaking. It's the government kidnapping you. Upon criminal summoning, that's the entity acting vicariously, then summoning the entity, making up information together, and then kidnapping you. That's highly malicious. And there's a lot of time in federal prison that's going to be served for that. It's currently 7:28 a.m. This is P.O.C.